Hey family, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, in today's video I will be making some seafood rice. So right now on my stove I have my pan on a medium to high heat, and I have some extra virgin olive oil. Apologize about the blurriness, y'all. So I'm adding about a quarter cup of olive oil to this. So I'm just going to allow this to heat up for a few moments. So while this is doing its thing, I'm going to go in and add my butter. Yes, y'all know I very rarely cook my dishes without adding butter. I just feel like butter just definitely enhances it. But however, if you having like high cholesterol, definitely feel free to use a substitute. So now I'm just taking my little favorite green knife, and I'm just incorporating both oils, together, just marrying them. And as you can see, it's forming like a nice, little bubble, from the heat. And so now, off camera, I diced some green peppers as well as onions. And so once my heat is to a nice temperature, which is now, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to add my vegetables. And y'all, you know how I feel. I always say in every video, I love, love, love using fresh herbs and fresh vegetables. I just feel like it really, really, gives your food a different flavor. If you comment below if you know what I'm talking about. And so now I'm using my wooden spoon to just mix everything around. And for any new cooks out there, the reason I try to use a wooden spoon all the time, especially with a non-stick pan, is so that you won't, scrape, the bottom of your pan and ruin it. And so now again, I'm just using my spoon to just mix everything around. So now I'm going to go ahead in with my garlic paste, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that as well to this. And then I'm going to go in again with my wooden spoon, and just mix everything around. It's all about the mixing, y'all. And it's just me taking in the aroma. Oh, it smells so good in my kitchen. They should have smell-o-vision. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just doing my mix, doing my thing. That's it. You want to make sure everything is just mixed really, really well. So now I'm going to go in with 2 packs of this. I have some Sazon accent seasoning. So I'm just going to add 2 packages of this also to the pan. And I also love color, like colors of food, it just reminds me of the rainbow. Yeah, so then I'm going to go ahead and again and just mix it up really, really well, really well. Look at those beautiful, beautiful, vibrant colors. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So now the next thing I'm going to add to this is some Old Bay seasoning, and I'm just going to put maybe like a teaspoon for now, because I'm going to go in later and add some more in the video. Also, I'm going to hit it with some garlic powder. Yes, y'all know I love my garlic, turmeric. There's just certain seasonings that I use, a lot, in my dishes. So again, I'm just mixing it around. And then I'm going to also add paprika, not so much for flavor, because paprika, in my opinion, doesn't really have a taste, but I love it for the browning. Especially like when you're frying foods and stuff, it just gives it a nice, crisp, deep brown color, in my opinion. So now here I have my seafood that I've already rinsed. So I'm going to add a couple of clusters of snow crab legs, and I did pick these crab legs up from Sam's Club, I believe. Yes, a box of crab legs, as well as this bag of seafood mix, which consists of some shrimps in there. You have mussels, imitation crab meat. And I'm just going in again with my spoon and just mixing everything. Mix, mix, mix. It's about to mix. Just look at those beautiful rainbow colors. So as stated earlier, I'm going to go in now and just add another teaspoon, maybe like half a teaspoon of this Old Bay. I don't really like my foods, too spicy. And so yeah. So now I'm just mixing, blending, mixing and blending. So the next thing I'm going to add now to this mixture is, and I covered that up and let it go for about 10 minutes. Okay, so after 10 minutes, this is how it's looking. So pretty, smells so good. So I'm just going underneath and just grabbing all, the seasoning, peppers, onions. So now I have a cup and a half, I'm sorry, 2.5 cups of water that I'm adding to this now. And this is for my rice that's going to be going into this pot. I'm going to be using some jasmine rice, that I rinsed off and everything. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and add my little chicken bouillon. And family, I always say, season your taste. I'm just sharing with you, in my food, my dishes that I cook, the different seasonings that I like. But, definitely you don't have to follow this, this recipe to the latter. Make it your own. Add what seasonings you want, to it. If you have high blood pressure, you have to cut back on salt. If you have high cholesterol, you shouldn't be really using the butter. So again, just adjust it, to, your liking, and definitely health, comes first. Okay, so now I'm going to cover this up and let it go again for about, another 10 minutes. And so after 10 minutes, this is how it looks. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my rice that I mentioned earlier that I cleaned. This is how it looks. So yeah, I'm just adding that in, and then I'm going to follow that up with my spoon and just stir it, and then just, incorporate everything. Just giving a nice mix and making sure, all my grain, of rice is down in my liquid mixture. I just want to make sure, yeah, my rice is thoroughly cooked. And so now this is about a pound of lump crab meat. It was, I picked up a can of crab meat from my supermarket. It was about $10. And so this is about a pound. Yeah. So I'm just adding that in, y'all. And right now I'm telling you, this smells and looks so amazing that I can literally, if the rice was already done, well, if it wasn't for the rice being in here not done, I can straight eat this like a soup. I'm telling you. The smell, and then you can see around the sides of the pan, you see the butter. And speaking of butter, y'all, I gotta go back in, and I'm gonna add probably about 2 more tablespoons of butter, to this. And y'all, look at that, look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pot of seafood. So yes, it's just me going in and adding more butter. So I'm just making sure I get deep down in there and just, mixing this butter all around. So everything, I don't want anything to, miss out. So yeah, I'm just tucking it in. Cover it up for another 10 minutes. And then now, this is after 10 minutes. This is how it looks. So now my final ingredient I'm going to add are my shrimps. These shrimps have been cleaned, deveined, and I just season them with some simple salt, pepper, I put a little smoked paprika on there as well. And so now I'm just adding these in, and you want to wait until you're down to your last few minutes. So I have about 5 minutes to go, because you don't want your shrimps to overcook. Shrimps can cook really, really fast. And so now I'm just taking my spoon and I'm just moving, around to get to that liquid so I can go ahead and, have push the shrimps down in there so they can begin to shrimp. They can begin to cook and also absorb, some of that flavor as well as contribute, to the rest of the seasoning. Yeah, because again, the shrimps are already seasoned before I added them in. So again, I'm just going ahead, with my wooden spoon again and just making sure, everything is, covered and just incorporated. But yeah, family, we're just about, down to the wire and finish up with this video. And my next, clip I show, after I cover this and pop back in, we will be done. And this is a whole lot of fun, making this. Yes, yes. So now, after my last 10 minutes, this is the final product. So it took about, I want to say about 30, took me about 30 minutes, to make this dish. The one thing I would say is that as far as the liquid, I would probably, instead of doing 2.5 cups, I would probably just leave it at 2 cups, because in my opinion, my rice came out a little, just a tad bit softer than I would prefer it, but nevertheless the dish is still good. I love it. It tastes really good. This is how it looks. Let me just add some on a spoon and just, give you a little close up. Yeah, so this is how it looks, y'all. My seafood rice. So family, I really appreciate you clicking on the video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, comment below, share, like, and also make sure you turn on those post notifications so when I, cook a meal, family, I won't, miss out. So I will see you on the next video. I love you. Mwah.